where horror films check in, but the guest never checks out.
Welcome, guest. I'm your innkeeper. Please check in and let the story begin. We've been expecting you. Welcome, guests, to the Gravely Inn. I'm so glad you could check in for our grand opening. For our first story, we'll be exploring a place of profound dread, a house that is not sane, and the two very different cinematic attempts to bring terror to life. We're talking about Shirley Jackson's masterpiece, The Haunting of Hill House, and its two most famous film adaptations, Robert Weiss's chilling 1963 classic, The Haunting, and John DeBont's big-budget 1999 remake. One is quite nightmare that creeps into your mind. It is a loud spectacle that jumps out from the screen. So the question is, what is the true nature of fear? Is it what we see or what we are forced to imagine? Let's unlock the door and find out. Before we begin, there's just one formality. Please sign in our guest book. We have your room waiting. If you need anything after this film, please hit the service bell so you're reminded when our next story drops. Let's begin. The original 1963 masterpiece of cinema. Robert Weiss's 1963 film is a masterclass in psychological horror. Filmed in stark, beautiful black and white, it understands that the most terrifying ghosts aren't the ones in the hallway, but the ones that live inside our own heads. The film's power comes from one key principle: suggestion, not spectacle. First, let's talk about the house itself. Hill House is a character, but it doesn't attack people. It unsettles them. Weiss used brilliant filmmaking techniques, unsettling Dutch angles that make the walls feel like they're closing in, and a soundscape filled with most ambiguous, terrifying noises. That booming, what is it? The film never tells us. It could be a ghost, the house settling, or something else entirely. Our own imagination is forced to fill in the blanks, and what we imagine is always more terrifying than what a filmmaker can show us. This ambiguity is most important when it comes to our main character, Eleanor, played with heartbreaking fragility by Julie Harris. Eleanor is a lonely, troubled woman. As the events escalate, we are forced to ask, is Hill House a truly haunted place that is preying on her? Or is Eleanor beginning to manifest this terror herself? Is she the one being haunted, or is she the one doing the haunting? Or it is internal. It's a quiet, dreepy dread that gets under your skin because it feels so psychologically real. Part 2, the remake. A 1999, a spectacle for the eyes. 36 years later, director Jan DeBont took a completely different approach. The 1999 remake is the polar opposite of the original. It throws subtly out the window in favor of a loud, expensive, and special effects-driven ghost train ride, where the original suggestion is the remake is literal. First, the house. The version of Hill House isn't just unsettling. It's a giant Gothic CGI theme park. The architecture is impossible. The rooms are the sides of cathedrals. And the house physically attacks our characters. See the difference? There's no ambiguity. We see the ghost of children in flowing nightgowns. We see the villain's evil spirit take form. The house itself becomes a giant monster. The film doesn't trust our imagination. It feels the need to show us everything, leaving no room for mystery. As this literal approach extends to Eleanor, played by Lily Taylor, The film gives her a much more concrete backstory and removes the psychological questions are real. They have a clear history and the horror is happening to her, not because of her. It's no longer a story about potential mental breakdown. It's a straightforward supernatural slasher in a haunted house. The verdict, imagination versus illustration. So which is appropriate? So which approach is more effective, the 1999 remake or jump scares? It might make you jolt into your seat for a moment, but the fear is fleeting. It's the horror of illustration. It shows you the monsters, and once you see it, the tension is gone. The 1963 original rarely makes you jump. Instead, it creates a lingering sense of dread. That stays with you long after the credits roll. It's the horror of imagination by showing you so little. It forces your own mind to become the engine of terror. Ultimately, the 1999 film misunderstands the source material. Shirley Jackson's story wasn't just about a haunted house, it was about haunted people. The 1963 film understands this perfectly. It knows that no CGI ghost is half as scary as the unsettling thought that you might be losing your own mind. For me, there's no contest. The 1963 version of The Haunting remains a chilling, untouchable masterpiece of the genre. But what do you think? Do you prefer the quiet dread of the original or the loud fun of the remake? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for checking in our first night at the Grave Ruby Inn. If you enjoy deep dives into the dark corners of cinema, consider checking in and ringing that service bell so you never miss a story. The lights are beginning to flicker, so it's time to say goodnight. We have a room ready for you. And until next time, keep screaming.